Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content. Hey guys, welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. I am working on the gauge cluster to the 57 Chevy Belair. So I have some of the parts, so I'm just going to put what I have in just to get it on here. Now what I've done, I've got a nice soft blanket here so I don't scratch this thing. So let me go back here. I got a picture here. Green, red. Red's on the inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these screws out right here. One for each side. Basically what you have here is this contraption. Okay? So in this you have your little chrome cover. Okay? Kind of looks like a thimble. And you've got your green glass for your turn signal, which you just set right on there. And then this goes right over, holds it in. Same, now, I say same. On this side, it says oil, okay? You got that, which I just dropped. Now when you put this on, you look at this, I don't know if you can see that, there's two notches in it. One's bigger than the other. And you snap that in. It could just be that I'm dumb. It would really help if I could see it. Alright. So when this goes in, go. Goes like that. Okay, so what we're going to try to do here, that's awesome. Okay, kind of goes like that. It sets into this cup here, these two cups. And then you have a bracket here that goes over, kind of like so. And then you have your screw that goes back in. And what you should be left with is that. So, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. There we go, guys. They're in. Starting to put this gauge cluster together. So, what I actually I'll put this here so you can see it. What I have also, sort of, I have the chrome bezels that go here, here, and here, and I've also got the seal kit, okay, this little rubber seal that will go, you can see it kind of crushed into here. It goes into there, into the cup. So there you go, it just fell out. So at some point we'll do that. I have the gauges, I have the cups, right? Cup, I've got the gauge, I've got the seal, and I've got this, right? But what I don't have is the glass, right? The etched glass. So I'm waiting on the etched glass, and then I can put the gauges back in. And when I say etched glass, that's what I mean. These guys. That's the fuel one, it says gasoline with a line of E and F. I also need the temperature one. C and hot, C and H. And then we also need this guy, the speedometer one. 0 to 150. So that's what we're waiting on right now, guys. I'm going to make some heads or tails of a couple more things here, but I wanted to just kind of get into this a little bit and just see how hard it was going to be to put this back together. The only thing I have left on these are the light bulbs that are actually the socket and the light bulb that's in the car and the wiring harness. I just got to plug in here and it should work. So in theory. And theory is something that, you know, almost never works. So that's what we got. Now something I do think I'm going to do, I do have these. I think what I'm going to do is scuff these up and shoot a coat of flat black on them so they look right. And clean these up a bit, and I have this one, I have this one, and what else? I've got this bezel that goes around this somehow, and then yeah, so we have bits we got to deal with, but we're getting there. But it gets rid of these guys. They were nasty, just grody. I don't want to put that in a brand new, freshly painted gauge cluster. So bear with me. Here's the rest of them, and bits and whatnot left over. So there'll be more to this. I just wanted to show you this piece. Thought it was kind of cool. And as the parts roll in, we'll do more. We'll get in here and build the gauges themselves, get all that hooked up and ready to go. Shouldn't be that hard. And shouldn't be, and get this thing all done. We're also waiting on the stainless, the polished trim that goes along here. Don ordered that as well. So once all of this rolls in, we'll get it built. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. Thanks for watching Brown's Riding Custom. Just wanted to show you a little side project I'm working on, just trying to get things somewhat put together. So down the road it's easier to do. So thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome back to Brown's Riding Custom. So what you see before you here, actually let me drop you down a little bit. Glove box door to the 1957 Chevy Belair. So what we're doing is new glove box lock. Now what we are going to do here is reuse some of the parts. Now some of this I'll take care of tomorrow, but like I need to paint this. This actually goes into here like so, but I'm going to paint this up, get that right. Actually, believe it or not, I couldn't find this bag of parts for like the longest time. I've been searching forever. So anyway, anywho's, Let's see what else we got here. We got the old lock. There's the old one. We don't need. And then we have all of the screws and bits. Alright, so we're going to put the old lock back in the bag. Don can do whatever with that. We're going to figure out this deal. So if you ever put one of these in, there's a screw right here that you got to remove, and it actually goes inside. Be careful, don't drop it in it. So this here actually goes like that. I really should paint that. I might paint this before it's over. But for now, just for the sake of showing you what I'm doing, yeah, we're definitely going to paint that. For some reason I decided to go with the world's longest screwdriver. That is what we end up with. So, new glove box lock. Bing, bang, boom, right on the end here. Now, the other thing that I wanted to do, you know, to be really honest, I probably need to paint all this. This glove box hinge goes here. It's going to take these screws, I believe. Here's what it looks like with the hinge on it. So what I think I'm going to do tomorrow, now that I'm sitting here looking at this, and hindsight's 20/20, I think I'm going to clean up this arm, okay, that goes inside of here. So it goes like so. Goes like that, okay, but that looks kind of grody and I don't want that, so I'm going to paint that probably silver or something to that effect. And then I think I'm going to paint all these, clean up these screws and paint them as well, because I mean, if you see that, I need that to look better, right? And then this piece here, I'll take that back off and paint that tomorrow as well. But this gives us an idea of what the glove box door will look like. Which is exciting. Starting to look like something here. So, it's not bad. Let's see if the lock works. Yeah. Works perfect. So we're good there. I like where we're at with this, guys. So tomorrow, like I said, I'll go through and paint all of these other bits here. This piece that holds the lock in, these screws, this arm, and these screws that hold the arm in. Get all those painted up, and then clean them up and paint them. And then we can start thinking about possibly putting the glove box door on. I'm still waiting on some parts. Don has ordered the little rubber bumpers. He's also ordered that cardboard actual box where you actually put everything in. We don't have that, so he's ordered that. And then that's what we got here. So not terrible, but that'll get all of this kind of buttoned up and in and all of that. Now, I don't necessarily want to put this in too prematurely. Don did order a new AM/FM Bluetooth OEM radio today. I was talking to him, told him that I showed him the one we had that came out of the car, and it's pretty rough. And within 30 minutes, he bought a new one. So that's good for us. So we got a new radio coming. So I want to make sure that I have enough room to get into this dash to A, wire everything up, and B, make sure everything bolts in. That radio goes in from the back, so you got to go under and then in. So with any luck, it's a little smaller than the factory one. The factory one's like, but the actual thing on it's like this, the screen. So yeah. But anyway, guys, that's what I got for you right now. I just wanted to show you this. Thought it was pretty slick. I've been wanting to do this all day long, but honestly, I lost the box. If we're being really honest here, I lost this box of parts. It was under this table. It was in the garage, and it ended up under this table. So I had to find it, and it took about an hour. There for a minute, I was about to tell Don I needed him to order parts, that arm and the screws and all the things. So that's where we're at there. So stay tuned, guys. I'll have more for you. I'll take you outside and show you what we did to the actual car today. A lot got done on it, on the 57, adjusting body panels and what the driver's door, fender, hood a little bit. We're starting to get in the zone there, and I'll go show you that. And we'll kind of go over what tomorrow's going to look like. We do have some things coming up, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Brown's Rod Custom. So right now, Big Ron is working on adjusting the doors, fenders, hood, all of that on the driver's side here. Basically, it's just a lot of loosening things up, make an adjustment, try it, so on and so forth. But so far, so good. The fender's fitting a lot better. It's not perfect yet, but it's fitting a whole lot better. We did realize that the front of the car, the front end of the car, the doghouse, is a little low. So I think he's going to put some spacers or something under here to bring it up. And that should help dramatically. And then Don brought us some new parts. Brought us a new light bar. Here's the gauge cluster again, if you haven't seen that. I put the turn signal, oil, and generator lights in it. Assembled that. There it is on the back side. The only thing we're waiting on for the gauges is the glass, and then we'll be able to put the whole thing back together. Here's my beautiful, hard-working wife working on our website. It's a work in progress, but she's been working hard on it all day, and kind of gives you an idea what I was just talking about. So, Boo, we love you.
Love you.
And, yeah. So, guys, you all know, for those of you that build cars, maybe some that want to build cars, doing this is a tedious process, right? Like it seems like, you guys see these videos and stuff, and it seems like everything just kind of comes together. But there's hours and hours and hours of restoration on parts. Even just down to screws, like you guys saw with the glove box door, right? I put that together and realized real quick, I need to deal with this, this arm, the screws. Another thing that I got to deal with is this guy, right? I got to somehow clean this up, or try to clean this up. It will never be used. And what this is the, I'll show you here, the air vent heat, defrost, and inside air, outside air from the tubes. This goes in the dash. Now, it was all cable driven stuff and it all hooks up back in here, but none of this will get used ever. So most of the things that it hooked to are not even there anymore. So what I've got to figure out is how to clean this pitting, if I can, and try to get, you know, this to actually look a little better, clean up the knobs. I think I have an answer to the knobs, some stuff I did on the Volkswagen thing. But I got to get this cleaned up so that it can at least go in the hole that it's supposed to go in, because quite frankly, without it, it's just going to look like we're missing a piece this big, right? Which is huge. So, moral of the story, there's a lot to these things. Understand what you're getting into if you're going to get into a project. You know, there's hours and hours and hours. I bet we've got hundreds of hours in the Volkswagen thing on parts just like this, just trying to prep them and clean them up and restore them to be able to use on any of these other, to be able to use on the project, to make it, you know, not, you've got a beautiful car full of all new parts and then you've got this one piece that looks, you know, looks kind of janky. You don't want to have that. So, and I mean, look at what I've got here. I've got boxes full of stuff that I got to go through and clean up, and things we're going to use, things we're not going to use. You know, here's the speedometer, right? It seems in good working shape. Looks like it's got 10,000 miles on it, which is interesting. But it does have the power glide shift indicator, which is good. Hopefully that works. We do have the shift wire. I'll show you this. So these are incredibly simple. So you got a light that goes here, light goes right there, light bulb, and then here you've got speedometer cable, and then there's a little cable that goes to the steering column, to the shifter. So when this moves the indicator here. I wonder if I can get it to work. Yeah, see? Park, neutral, so on and so forth. So when you go to put all this stuff back together, you got to remember that it's not just hooking up a speedometer cable and a you know, a light bulb. You got to hook this wire up, and that wire appears to be, it's going to be a challenge to hook up maybe. So just a lot of little things, you know. If you're doing these projects, make sure that you're labeling your stuff, you're bagging things. I mean, like, this is my gauge stuff, right? All in here. A lot of this I'm not going to use, but a lot of it I will, and it's here. You know, every little screw matters, because when you get to the point where you got to screw this back in, you better have the right screws, or you're going to the store trying to figure it out, and if you don't at least have one, you know, you're just losing time. You know, you're going to lose an hour sitting there at the store trying to figure all this out. So just know what you're getting into, guys. New parts are great. A lot of times they don't fit. You know, old parts, OEM is probably better at times. You know, like on the fenders and stuff on the Belair, you know, it trying to get perfect lines on aftermarket parts is, you know, a challenge for anybody. You know, and we're just doing what we can with it, but it's turning out pretty good. So far so good. I'm not sure where he got the parts, actually, to be honest with you. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you with this. I just wanted to show you some of the dash stuff that we're dealing with here, since we're doing mostly dash things. These are the other pieces I got to clean up. All the knobs and switches, and I believe we have new. But we shall see what shows up. So anyway, guys, hope you have a great night. Stay tuned, and we will talk at you soon. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. We've been hard at work over here today. Got some things done. A lot of adjusting on body panels, and some assembly of dash pieces, which has been kind of fun to see it kind of come together. So, and parts have been ordered, which is even better. Unexpected parts have been ordered, which is great. Don, I love you. Thank you, sir. So let me show you what we got. So 57 Chev Belair. As you guys know, we painted the dash. So one of our problems we had was just the fenders were just bolted on here roughly, and it all wasn't aligned and so on and so forth. So as of right now, we still got work to do, but we're starting to get good lines, paint stick lines. We got a little work to do up here, but we're getting close. We're really good here, got good lines. So a little more adjusting to do. We still have to adjust the hood down. We want to get that fender right probably tomorrow or the next day, and then get the hood down, and then kind of from there start bolting all these pieces. You see the splash pan here and so on. And then we'll assemble this front. The delete plates for the air intakes, the grill, the headlights, bumper, all the things, the light bar. We'll put all of this together and just make sure we have all the parts, right? So that's kind of step one. So that's what we've been doing here. I did untape the dash today. You guys have seen that. Now, one of the things that me and Dom were talking about this morning was the radio for this. So he has a aftermarket radio that, you know, I'm clearly not going to cut a hole in the dash there, a bigger hole. I'm not going to destroy the dash. So what I was going to do, what the plan was to kind of clean up the best I could this one, and I know that's criminal, but you know, I was going to try to clean this up, maybe put new knobs on it, maybe a new face here, something, and then just put it in there not wired up. It would just be kind of a dummy radio in there to fill the hole, right? And then we would install his new Bluetooth radio under the dash there somewhere. When I showed Don this radio, he came to the conclusion, well, pretty quickly I guess. I told him what I wanted to do, and then 30 minutes later he had ordered a new radio. AM, FM, Bluetooth, factory style, so it looks just like this. It'll fit right in the hole, all the things for it. So we have a new radio coming that's going to be factory style, look just like this, but be AM, FM, and Bluetooth. And that should be fantastic in that hole. So we have a new clock, we have a new radio. Glove box door is assembled. It's right here. I got the glove box lock in it. You guys saw I still need to paint a couple pieces on the back. Gauge cluster's coming together nicely. I assembled the turn signal, oil light, generator light, and the other turn signal bulbs. Got them in. Here's how those look on the back. So that's coming together. This will slide right in, no problem. I don't have to do anything to that. Now, kind of next steps, right? So we're waiting on the engine wiring harness that is going to come through right through that hole where the gauge cluster is. And so I need that harness to get here. Which should be today, tomorrow, something like that. Once it gets here, I'll go ahead and get it through the firewall with the new grommet, get it run to the motor, get everything wired up correctly, and get it up here. Now, two of the plugs on that engine wiring harness go to the temperature gauge and the fuel gauge. So we'll have to figure that out, not a big deal, but out of this cluster of wiring back in here, we'll have to unhook some things and hook in some new things, right? And get all that to work. And then we should be able to put the gauge cluster in, put the steering column back together, get all the bits going, get the trim back on here, which I still have to polish out. If it won't polish out, I think Don will probably get a new set if he doesn't already have one. But for now, I'm going to try to polish it. And then we'll do that, and it should be a pretty good looking dash here really quick. Not that it's not drop dead gorgeous right now, but that's where we're at on the dash. Really right now it's a matter of getting things adjusted and whatnot, and then we're going to blow it all apart and get these fenders and the hood in prime, course port, all those things primed, so we can get them blocked down and ready for paint. And then we're also going to bed line
the Raptor bed liner or undercoating, the inside of the fenders and the inside of the inner fender wells. That way we're ready to go there. And really the next piece after that, once it's all blown apart, is to get the firewall painted. So that's kind of the next thing coming, probably into the week, next weekend, something like that. We'll be painting the firewall turquoise and getting all that buttoned back up, taken care of. We got to fabricate a plate and so on and so forth. And I would show you that, but just all kinds of stuff in the way. We got the door shut. But I'll bring you that tomorrow if you haven't already seen it. And then we got other things we got to make work, right? We got the headlight wiring harness that comes through here that goes to the light bar and the headlights and the alternator and all of that, which is brand new from American Auto Wire, so it should be great. And for those of you that know Tri-5s, it's the one that plugs in right here on the firewall, right inside where the fender is here. So that's all new. Engine wiring harness is also from American Auto Wire, so that should all be new. I believe we have a neutral safety switch on the way as well. So got to get those things done. And then we can do things like the 6x9 that goes here, which we have. Get the speaker grill in it. Get the gauge cluster in it. Get all of this back together and all the bits. And that's going to be really fun. And I'll bring you that in detail with really good lighting. Don's got a heck of a workshop light out over at his house. It's kind of like a painter's light. And we'll set that up and just light this thing up like a Christmas tree. And so yeah, lots more to come. Whole lot of work coming. But a whole lot of work's getting done. So stay tuned for that. Show you this one more time. Really happy with how this stuff's turning out. Oh, Don ordered the glass for the gauges today. I have everything else. I just need that glass. The etched glass that shows you the actual speed and empty and full and so on and so forth. So once we get that, then I can assemble the gauge cluster back together, and that should be pretty sharp. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, well then we'll switch out whatever gauge doesn't work with a new one and we'll go from there. But we're going to give it a shot for right out of the gate. So anyway, guys, I hope you're having a great day. We are working on some things. My wife, Megan's been working on a website for us. We're going to do some kind of a photo shoot with the thing tomorrow and some of the cars and me and Ron. And basically it's a website. I think it's Brown's Riding Custom at something. But more to come on that. But basically it'll have our story, pictures of our previous cars, pictures of all of our builds with links to the playlist on YouTube for all the different cars that we're building. And there will also, we're working on getting a shop on there where we will have t-shirts, hats, that kind of thing, coffee mugs. We want to do a kind of a special edition for each car that gets completed. So like for the thing, we want to do a t-shirt with the thing. So like on our logo, instead of having the Flame Model A, it'll have the front of the thing. And then on the back, a big picture of the thing with maybe some palm trees or something and a slogan or something. Something cool that'll have all of this in high res and everything. And she's got all the stuff to do that. So definitely going to do that for this. We'll definitely have a whole deal for the 57 Belair for sure once it gets all done and painted and everything. My dad's 40 Ford once we get it painted. So on and so forth, the Apache. And we're talking about maybe doing a calendar too. Where you got the different project cars and just different shots and stuff of what we're doing, some cool shots, and you know, thought it might be neat. You guys might like it. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. Tomorrow we are, first thing in the morning, we are pulling our little trailer out, utility trailer out, and we're going to load up the Super Beetle frame and start loading up for Bug Jam, which is Saturday morning. We got to be there at 6 a.m. in line to get our spot at the swap meet. And I don't believe this is going to be there. It's not going to be ready, but we'll be there with all of our stuff. So if you're going to Bug Jam, come say hi. We'll be in the used parts swap meet area. I'll have a lot of thing parts. I'll have some Volkswagen Super Beetle parts, you know, dual port parts, just all kinds of stuff left over. And we'll see you there. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're having a great night, and please like and subscribe.